for checking this video out. If you are new here, thank you for watching. Much love. I don't know how much traction this is going to get, but I hope it does, because I have been a Closure in Moscow fan for quite a bit now, and really do love what this band has been putting out. I know it's been, I think it was like, from what I read from their posts, it's been quite a bit since they released their last record, which I believe is Pink Lemonade. I do not have that on vinyl. I plan on picking that up at some point. But I do have their old album, which is my favorite, First Temple. Shout outs. They got this from Equal Vision many moons ago. But I love this album. This is probably one of my favorite albums of all time, and so glad to have it in my collection. I know Soft Hell is also on vinyl as well, so you know your boy is going to be picking that up at some point, probably today, because I wanted to give this a listen, as I always do. I have not gone and listened to any of the singles. I knew that they were releasing an album, but I kind of wanted to go into this really blind, just because, again, First Temple I probably have listened to, I would say it's been maybe a couple months since the last time I listened to it. I try to add it into my rotation every once in a while, but love that album. And Pink Lemonade I haven't listened to in much longer of a time period, so I should definitely give that more of a listen, honestly. But wanted to give this album some love, a little bit more spotlight, because I honestly don't know if there's been a lot of traction around it. And like I said, they're just an Australian progressive rock band that I've really enjoyed over the years. I guess they're also considered post-hardcore, a little psychedelic, and just a really fun band. So I'm excited to just get into this and jump into the whole album. So if you have listened to this, let me know what your favorites are down in the comments or in the chat. Would love to know what you think about it. But this first song is Jager, and it features a fear. I'm pretty sure that might be how you pronunciate it. But yeah, really excited. And let's jump right into it.
When I was a boy, I felt that the world had promises to keep. There in my comfort, I wondered what I'd find across the sea. So I crossed those waves of hollow hope in someone else's memories. All I found was more enemies. My walls are coming down, leg is shaking at the sound. Better hide now, spilling blood just to find out if I raise it all to the ground. Will I find myself in the fallout? It's always been about violence. Now I'm gonna get mine.
I like this switch up. This is groovy. All right. Ooh. It gives me like a little Chili Pepper vibes, which I like. Okay.
Your name blood just to find out if I raise it all to the ground. Will I find myself?
Oh, this is so off time, but I love it. Ooh. What is going on? Ooh. Ooh, I like they switched it up. Okay. All right, guys, that was Jager featuring A Fear. First song off this new album from Closure in Moscow called Soft Hell. If you like this album, apparently can't speak. If you like this album, you can check the links in the description. You can go pick it up directly from them. I know Enjoy Your Ride also has two variants that you can buy if you like vinyl. Go pick it up there. I know they're from the States, so if that maybe is a little bit more feasible for you, absolutely go do it. But yeah, I know if you're in Australia, then it might be easier to buy from them directly. But first song, very interesting. I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to be getting into, so this one was definitely a little bit more of a shock for me. But feels very, very Closure in Moscow. It's kind of crazy how this band always continues to keep their same like core identity after like years of not having a release out. Like there's something special about this group that I've always really loved, and I feel like they know their identity, they know what type of sounds they're going for, and they just do it. Whether it's like more in a progressive rock formula, if it's in a post-hardcore formula, if it's in whatever. Why I think this one is a little bit more psychedelic. I like that. Definitely a cool element that I've always felt like has separated them from other groups that I've loved in this sort of genre of music. But really, really some cool like guitar effects, like really like ethereal and ambient, but also like super funky, especially like in that part where like the drums kind of do like a cool little shuffle. I love that. Along with just the bass playing. Their bass player's super gnarly. At some parts, it reminds me a lot of like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which I love. And I don't know if they cite them as an influence or not, but in terms of like sonically, really enjoy that a ton. Their vocalist, I really love. His vocal qualities are so cool within the song. I like that it starts off at like more of a like low to mid register. I'd probably say actually pretty low register, and then obviously he gets into like his mids to high register. There's some really cool harmony parts as well too. And I think he gets to like utilize the full gambit of his vocals, and then just kind of obviously layering on that effect as well is really nice, and I think it adds a lot of depth to this track specifically. I love the way that they kind of switched up the rhythm of this track as well too. There's certain parts where like the formula changes that much more, and so I really enjoy that a ton. Especially the ending part. I thought that was a really cool kind of wrap up. There was definitely some elements from some of the beginning parts of the song, as well as like the middle section, that were kind of put together in this last bit of the song. So definitely enjoy that a ton. And again, really keeping true to the Closure in Moscow like sound and vibes that I feel like I would get from them. But yeah, really fun, really energetic, really funky, and I hope that that is kind of a good theme throughout this entire record, because I feel like when they released First Temple, it's like really like I feel like it's a lot riffier, very like open, very ethereal, and I think with Pink Lemonade, I know that they changed up and did some different stuff, but still kept the Closure in Moscow sound. So if they can kind of find like that midpoint between those two albums, I really think this is going to be up there for me, certainly. But yeah, first song to start off the record with, I think is a great one. Just really vibey, really riffy. And I will say probably that intro part could be cut down just like a smidge. I think that would have been nice to have it start off a little bit sooner and to kind of get you thrown in. But I know that they're very like, I know they like to like build around the track. So I feel like that was probably their thought process in writing that kind of intro part. But yeah, overall, really good. Like this one. I don't know if this was one of the singles that was released. I would assume it is not, but it was a very good one. So we're going to move it on to the second track, which is Primal, Sinister. So let's give this one a listen. Little harmonics. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
One hand on my throat, you wanna keep me locked in death throes. And every rattle I make is just to let you know. I say you'll hear me coming, I say you'll feel me coming. My tomb, do what you gonna do. Write your name in my doomsday book, yeah. It's my rules.
That's so cool. That's so wild. I love this guitar riff. Oh. Okay. Ooh, that bass? All right. Oh, yeah. All right. This grooves. I like that descending riff. All right. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, that little guitar in the back. Okay. All right, guys, that was Primal, Sinister. Yeah, this was great. Really enjoyed that. This one was fun. It was just like really riffy, really cool stuff going on here. Noah, thank you for joining. Just some comments from him. He said, really enjoyed this album. The fuzz on that bass, the bass riffing was super sick. And then as well, in the left channel, sir. Yes, sir. Love that. Thank you for joining. Much love. But yeah, this one feels very akin to like, again, like older I am a First Temple diehard. I should probably give Pink Lemonade some more love because when I originally listened to Closure in Moscow, I was like, oh my god, this is so different. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And now I feel like I've gotten much older and hopefully a little bit wiser. So maybe I'll go back and give that one a listen with better ears. But really enjoyed this song a lot. A lot more fast paced than Jager Bomb, which I mean, I really enjoyed Jager Bomb because I think the way it kind of changed up later on was really fun. But I think this one was like way riffier, way funkier. I love the BPM was like a lot higher, so it definitely felt like more energetic, more fun. So definitely enjoyed that a ton. As well as that guitar riffs for days. This is like this is guitar heaven right now. Like I love this. That like descending guitar riff towards the middle of the song was really fun. Just some of the really like funky, like real like trebly kind of guitar riffs were just really fun, mashed up with as Noah mentioned, that like real fuzz driven bass. I love that. Their drummer is fantastic as well, really kind of going off towards the end of the song, which I absolutely love. I love vocally, they always do this really like avant-garde kind of like out there vocal takes that I like it's something about it that is just like, it doesn't have to be perfect. I love the fact that they are just being goofy, and it's just great, you know. And I love the like kind of like screaming stuff towards the end of the song as well too. That was really sick. But definitely like I love the like, almost like I said, it's not goofy in a bad way. I like goofy. I feel like they are just having a good time and having fun, and like it just I think adds to the overall like things that I already expect from Closure in Moscow in that way. Like they have a very unique vocal tone to how they go about their songs, and I feel like this song is certainly no exception to that. So love the overall like process of it. The like it just feels like it took me back. So I was definitely reminded a lot of that. So love this a ton. This was such a great song to listen to. I don't know if this was one of the singles. If Noah, if you could let me know which songs were singles, and also let me know what your favorites are as well. Would love to know. But he said Chris's vocals, throwing in some rough vocals. Love that. This song reminds him of Frank Zappa's earlier work with that deeper voice and modulation, and just kind of surmised it as a fun banger. I would totally agree. I haven't really delved into a lot of Frank Zappa, but I would imagine that's probably a pretty big influence on them, which would probably make a lot of sense. And if I listen to any Frank Zappa stuff, I'd imagine it would make a lot more sense than this. But track number 3 is Absolute Terror Field, and this one again features A Fear. I don't know if they like work together or are a part of some sort of like musical collaboration, but they are featured twice on this album, which is really cool. Noah did confirm that Better Way, Primal Sinister makes sense as a single. Keeper of the Lake and Keeper of the Lake is the last single. Okay, cool. All right, well, Absolute Terror Field. I haven't heard this one. I haven't listened to the whole album, so very excited. But let's get into this one. Let me know what your favorites are, Noah.
With my cornflakes, saber-toothed Juan, spitting out heat, seeking my shot. Jackers on the prowl, looking for that loving feeling with the bell around her neck. She's a discord kitten with a saber-toothed Juan.
This is so different. Is that bass?
Silent venom, secret hex, weapon out in my regret. I never face the emptiness.
Interesting one.
My love till it's damage control. Your rainbow laser vision. My heart it go covered in mud, holding my tongue, dragging my feet across your face while I'm chasing my little dreams into the jaws of a dying hour. Your dreams, they don't mean
Oh, I like that. Okay. I wasn't sure where this was going, but I like it now. Ooh! That little speed up?
random secret spell. Fallen angels couldn't tell.
This bass is wild.
The barren waste in my love till it's damage control. I fixate on the vision. Your heart it goes swept away, drowned in the blood, dragging your feet across my face while you're chasing your little dreams into the jaws of a
okay.
dying hour. Your dreams, they
This chorus hits. I like this.
and don't it feel so good? Climbing your way, up and out the jungle, looking for another.
I like the. Ooh, the production on this is cool. Okay. Okay.
Our little dreams into the jaws of a dying hour.
This has got like a smoothness to it that I love.
And don't it feel so good? Climbing your way out of the jungle to get a little. My dreams, your dreams, they don't mean anything. Everybody lives with a monster will pretend.
There's so much complexity to layering on this song. Ooh, like to switch up in drums. Okay. Woo. That's got to be guitar with some like digital effecting. Crazy guitar effect. Yeah, that's definitely some sort of guitar effect. I love that. Guys, that was Absolute Terror Field featuring Afir. This is off of Closure Moscow's newest album, Soft Hell. If you'd like to go pick it up, links in the description. If you live in Australia, I would just recommend picking it up directly from them. If you live in the States, I know Enjoy Your Ride is releasing it via vinyl records. I don't know if they're printing any CDs, but I know they're doing vinyl. So if you are a vinyl fan, go grab it there. But yeah, this one was great. I love the vibe. It was a little softer, which I appreciate because I think like Primal, Sinister, it was just like a vibe fest, and this one is like a vibe fest in more of a like subdued, chill kind of way. Love the bass. The bass on this track is like really what sold me on this song. And at first I was like, I don't know if I like it. It's like a little too over the top, but then as the song kind of progressed, it got so much better, and I think it became a little bit more malleable in some ways, which I really like, because I think it becomes more of a centerpiece. Excuse me. Becomes more of a centerpiece of the track, so I absolutely love that a ton. As well as that, vocally, I love the vocals at the beginning. I believe it was from Afir. They're awesome. Love that kind of like really glassy kind of like vocals. Really sick. I also loved their vocalist, Closure's vocalist. He's got such a like, he's got kind of like this like real warmth to his vocals. Like there's something about it that every time that I listen to a Closure Moscow song, I'm just like, man, I feel it. You know what I mean? He embodies that sort of warmth that I love in a vocalist. So it's something that I always try to look for in any song, and I feel like he nails it to a T. But I feel like he really shines a lot more specifically in the choruses of this song. Really kind of got like this effortlessness to his vocal lines that I think his delivery is so on point with this song. But yeah, everything else feels very subdued, which is totally fine because I think there's some really cool like a lot of like ear candy going on. There's like, especially towards the end where they had like this really cool like, I think it's tapping guitar part with like some sort of like delay / like modulation in terms of guitar work. So I really enjoyed that, along with like the really fuzzy bass, and then on top of that with some like really interesting like fun drumming going on as well. It isn't like too much, it just kind of fills the gaps, and I like that, but also has some really cool fills going on in between to kind of keep you interested, keep you invested. So I think this one is definitely a sleeper song. I imagine I will probably go back and listen to this one a lot, along with probably this entire record, because thus far, with just the 3 songs that we're into already, really enjoy a lot of what's going on here. I feel like the production from previous records that they've done have just been amplified that much more. And again, they've taken a lot of years to put this album together, so it makes sense that they're very methodical in the way that they want to approach this one. So I love it, and obviously excited to add it to my other record, that the only other record from Closure of Moscow that I have, which is First Temple, of course, but I'm certainly going to be picking up Soft Hell and adding that to my collection because it looks great. But some comments from Noah. Again, shout out to Noah for being in the chat. Love this. Let's see. Which ones did I mix? Okay, if you're help mix and master the album with Andre Aramin. Hopefully I pronounced your name right, Andre. So if I didn't, sorry, I apologize. And also provided some vocal features. Really great, and that's awesome. I think the production is awesome, as I mentioned before. Noah did also mention that this is one of his favorite songs, which is awesome. And then that the bass really adds this sort of dirty and fuzzy feel to it, which I absolutely agree. Absolute Terror Field, Holy Rush, Keeper of the Lake, Soft Hell, and My Dear Kate are my favorites off the album, though I will say there's no skips on this album for me. That's a good confidence. I like that. And then I believe this album was the best writing and lyrically that they have ever put together. Less obscure, less volatile-ish. That I guess that would, unless I pronunciated that wrong, I probably did, because I'm very bad at pronunciating things. But catchy, well written, just something I wanted to listen to again and again. And then also just to kind of confirm, double down, the bass on this track is monstrous. Can't agree. But yeah, I think this one is absolutely a sleeper song for me as well. Would love to give this more listens, and I feel like after I'm done doing this, because these are all like first impressions, first reactions, but I imagine this will probably end up on my list for albums of the year this year, just because I am such a diehard. Mars Volta-ish. That makes sense. Okay, I was like, that's maybe my fault for misreading that, because I can't read apparently, But yeah, this one was great. I think this one is definitely going to be a sleeper song. I just love the bass in this. I picked up bass over quarantine, so now a lot of my thought process is like going through the bass, going through the guitar work, because I also play guitar in my free time. So like those are things that I ultimately like gravitate towards, and then everything else kind of picks up. But would love to get into lyricism as well later on. I feel like I am the type of person that enjoys the music first and then jumps into the lyricism afterwards if I really enjoy the album, and I feel like this one is one that I'm excited to get invested in. But we are going to move it on to track 4, which is Better Way. So let's give this one some love and see what it's all about.
Like a ghost, I'm nothing but a whisper on the wind that you don't hear.
I love that delay, the extended delay. Oh, that's sick.
If I found a way to disappear, so I'll pace around inside all the memories.
Okay.
Of the time when I felt
That like really set back drum kit. Okay.
Keep waking every day, wishing you were by my side.
Ooh. Yeah, this is it. Let's go. Yeah. I am digging this one.
Open wounds, I'll never stop bleeding. When I catch myself back in the dark night of my soul down by your lake.
Yeah, let's go. love these drums. Yes. All right. This is it. This is it. Oh yeah, this is a vibe for sure. I like this really ethereal bridge. Okay. Let's go. Oh, this bass. I didn't even point that out in the first chorus. Man. Adds this fullness.
Keep living when I'm on the edge tonight and I'll never find a way home. Gotta be braver than what I'm feeling, 'cause I'm on the edge tonight and I'll never find a way home.
Yeah, this is it. This is what I remember, right? All right, guys. This was Better Way by Closure Moscow off their new album, Soft Hell. Man, this took me back. I felt like a young teen. Kind of. I don't remember when this came out. I don't remember when First Temple came out, at least. But man, I love this song. This one definitely reminds me a lot of First Temple, which I know I've been shilling for that album, but truly is inspired a lot of my like guitar playing and styling, so I owe a lot to that album. But this felt like the most First Temple type track, and I am so on board with it because it feels so refreshing in the way that you feel like it should be refreshing, where it's like, okay, this is like has the bones of like First Temple but like with a fresh coat of paint, and I just love that. Guitar work is very fun, really riffy, fast, like in your face, but like in the best way possible. The bass adds this really like large like depth of range into the track, and I think it offers a really good backbone to match up well the drumming. I think if you got a really strong rhythm core, drums and bass together, I think you can really make a song sing, and I feel like this one has that strong bass to build off of, and the guitar work just kind of takes that and just runs with it. So I love that song really at least kind of embodies that feel of it. Vocally, probably my favorite one as well too. I love that it's just kind of just like immediately starts off in your face and just has this really kind of groove already, and I think the vocals really match that sort of funky, fun vibes that this song brings. It just really kind of resonates well with their sound, and while they continue to evolve as a band, I think it also continues to evolve them and change them musically. That again, each one of these songs that we've listened to already have all had different kind of tones or like different types of feelings. And so I love the fact that each one of these had that individuality that really, I think, separated them from a lot of other groups to me, and why they, I think, always have resonated with me as a band, and why I am excited that they are finally releasing another album, and why I wanted to check it out live. So big ups to Closure in Moscow. I don't know if they'll come on the show, but would love to have them. So maybe it will happen. I don't know. I know they're coming to the States this year, or not this year, next year, beginning of this year. So very excited. I did no, just thanks. So I was just about to mention it, so it worked out that way. But yeah, no, they're such an incredible band, and I'm glad that they're hopefully gonna be able to see a good resurgence this year. Just because I think this album is really fantastic, and if you've liked the songs thus far, please go check them out. Seriously, what a great catalog of music. But yeah, there's so much stuff going on, as Noah mentioned in the chat. Guitar work is really wild, and I think there's just so much going on as well. So it's just really a great time. Like, I think there's something special about this song specifically for me that took me back. It was very nostalgic, so I love that a ton. So big ups to Closure in Moscow for giving me that nostalgia. You know, it was awesome. I feel like a kid again, so I absolutely love that. That's awesome. It's amazing. But the next song is Holy Rush, track 5. We're gonna get into it. Noah, oh, thank you. That would be amazing. I think I have their press contact, so I'm gonna definitely hit them up first. But hey, listen, any help that I can get would be awesome. I feel like I would probably cry because they're such a influence on my my life. So who knows? Maybe this year, maybe by the end of this year, this would be sick. But anyway, let's get into track 5, Holy Rush. Let's give it a listen.
Burn slow. Let's find a place we can go.
Oh,
We both
this is interesting. Okay.
know that holy rush wasting us, so I turn cold.
Ooh.
When
Okay.
it's just for the glow, when it's just for the moment, we go up in smoke.
This kind of got like a pop feel to it.
And I feel like
I'm
I
vibing.
could make it tonight. I guess
Like a funky
I'm
pop?
feeling that I'm living like it just doesn't matter. I don't wanna live in the shadow of making.
Oh, this is great.
Living like it doesn't matter. I don't wanna live in the shadow of making. I guess that baby there's a limit.
Ooh,
No.
please.
Chasing heaven when you're feeling
Let's go.
down. Not that enough. With one more taste of paradise, the noise in my head drowns out. Now I'm only getting high just to lose my mind, and maybe we'll never get it right. Now I never wanna lie, but I crossed the line to feel like
got a little
I
bit of,
could
like,
make it
little Corey
tonight.
Wong
I guess I'm
action.
feeling
I'm about it.
Feeling like it just doesn't matter. We're both turning cold in the shadow we're making.
Oh, this is vibe central, baby.
Living like it doesn't matter. We're both turning cold in the shadow we're making. I guess that baby there's a limit. Never enough. Chasing heaven when you're feeling numb. Never enough. Not that enough. With one more taste of paradise, the noise in my head drowns out.
Ooh, this is sick. Oh, I like that. This guitar riff, okay. This little bridge section, all right. Little rim hits, I like this, okay. Oh, give me this. I love this. Oh, those like high falsetto-y parts. Love that. Iconic Closure in Moscow. Oh, that's a back to back, baby. I'm loving both of these. This is great. I've honestly enjoyed all of it. So I might be on the same boat as you, Noah. We're like roughly halfway through, so I feel like you got a good metric on this album, certainly. But guys, this was Holy Rush, track 5. This one had more of a like a funky pop sort of feel, which I appreciate. Really love that. Just I think over the years for me, I've been trying to experiment, get into different genres, try to branch out and listen to different things, but it just got such a really fun, like major key fun vibes, like super funky, really riffy. Guitar work reminded me a lot of like Corey Wong, like a Wolfpack kind of styling, which really I love. I don't talk about it a lot on the channel here, but that's something that I really love listening to in my free time. Get into like a lot of jazz stuff like that, and I feel like this one is like obviously not really jazzy, but really funky. The like really like staccato kind of guitar pick stuff. It's just so good. I also really love like I think it's like an offbeat on the drumming, because it doesn't feel like it's like right on the beat. It kind of feels a little off time, which I think really separates this song super well. I enjoy that a ton, as well as that the vocals were really fun. It really just like really vibey, eccentric in that way, but just like very much to the T of Closure in Moscow. So absolutely love that. Bass was holding it down. I think again very similarly to Better Way. I think the drums and the bass really mesh up really well together, and I think they offer that sort of like staying power within the song. So love that aspect of it. The bridge was really nice. I like that they kind of had this more ethereal element to it. They slowed it down a little bit and picked it out in that way. Really sick. But yeah, towards the end of the song, really kind of comes back full circle. And I love the like really high, like falsetto-y, like harmonies at the top. Really sick. I feel like that's iconic Closure in Moscow. So definitely a different vibe. I feel like if you were to listen to this, I feel like if I was to listen to this as a kid, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. But I feel like now being 30, like I feel like I've improved as much in trying to branch out and listen to different genres. I feel like I appreciate this song that much more because they are trying to incorporate like more pop elements. They're trying to incorporate their like funky elements that they've always incorporated into their music, but in a different fashion. So definitely love this one a lot. I think this one is a sleeper song certainly as well. So really vibing out with this one. Great track. Noah said 16-year-old me would have not appreciated this album as much, but being able to mature with their music, I'm in love with it. One more taste of paradise and the noise in my head drowns out. Something interesting I found after listening to this album through was how raw and vulnerable lyrics are. Yet the music is so upbeat and funky and progressive. It's like a polished and improved version of Seeds of Gold off Pink Lemonade. Oh, okay, I'll have to give Pink Lemonade some more love. But yeah, I think it's crazy. Like to me, it's like the strangest. I won't even say strange. I think the oddest thing about this album to me is that like bands can go like a year or two and release like the next release, and I think for the sheer fact that they have taken so much time to really like methodically think about this album in a way, and obviously I'm sure they would have wanted to get it out as soon as possible, but I think I love the fact that they really took a lot of time to craft this album, because I feel like each song has so much love in it that like they truly are about the art of what they put out, right? And I think that I always stress in a lot of my videos is that like I think it's important to not rush that creative process, and I feel like this is like one of the best examples of why I feel like, yeah, would I have loved a Closure in Moscow album like 4 years ago? Absolutely. I would have loved to listen to Closure in Moscow 4 years ago, and maybe by that time they would have had another album out by this time. But I think for the sheer fact that they have taken their time and really kind of honed their craft and really thought about these songs in this way, I think is really important. I don't want to undervalue the importance of them taking that time to really put an album together in this way. So kudos to Closure. Again, thus far, I am halfway through this album and I am fully invested. So big ups to Closure in Moscow. I hope this album does well for you guys. But the next song is Keeper of the Lake. So let's get this one a listen and see what it's all about. I'm on the train, baby. Let's go. Also, this is one of the longest tracks, which is pretty crazy.
There was a time I thought you might be finished with the taste of blood. I tried to fight doubt in my mind,
Okay.
but you proved me right when you threw it.
Oh, I like that it's syncopated with the vocals.
My light went out, but in the dark I've grown and
All right.
out. When it pulls me down and you got nothing to lose again, I don't even know I got to try. Gonna pull me down and I won't come up for air again. You're never gonna change. Just pull me down until I'm drowning in the deep end, trying to love you more. But every time it's the same as the time before.
Ooh, let's go.
In the detail, rain on my soul. It's painful to be faithful.
Ooh, this is a good vibe. This is a good vibe.
All of the games you try to play, been playing over in my mind. But I won't spill your blood in the wine. Don't wanna fight, spinning out of control, and I don't have the time. When it pulls me down, and you got nothing to lose again.
The feelings.
I don't even know I got to try. Gonna pull me down, and I won't come up for air again. You're never gonna change. Just pull me down until I'm drowning in the deep end, trying to love you more. But every time it's the same as the time before. I found the devil in the detail. Rain on my soul. It's painful to be faithful. Rain on my soul. Rain on. Yeah, you pull me down until
It's got a lot of soul. I love this.
rain on my soul. While I'm drowning in the deep end. Water in my lungs just gonna free me from breathing.
All right, all right. Ooh,
Surface
the way those
was
synths
nothing
come
but
in.
the fear
Okay.
that I'll be leaving, and so it goes.
I love the textural elements in this.
Same as the time before. Time before. And you pull me down until I'm drowning in the deep end, trying to love you more. But every time it's the same as the time before. I found the devil in the detail. Rain on my soul. It's painful to be faithful.
Every time he goes for that, like, I can feel it. Oh, so sick.
Pull me down until I'm drowning in the deep end.
Oh, I like distorted vocals. All right.
Pull me down until I'm the surface has nothing but the fear that I'm leaving. Hey, you pull me down until I'm.
Oh, Noah, thank you. Thank you so much. Let me know. Comment later. Love to know your thoughts. Or you think I'm right or wrong. I don't care. Appreciate it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Just like before.
beat's tight.
I won't be coming up for air. I'm caught in the undertow. Water in my lungs just gonna free me from
Oh yeah, this is ethereal.
yeah, you pull me
Hidden.
down until I surface has nothing but the fear that
Thank you for stopping by, Noah. Much love.
and you pull me down until yeah, you pull me down until
This is good. The way they ended it was super nice. All right, guys, so that was track 6, Keeper of the Lake. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot. I think this one had a lot of really great, like, soulful elements. I think both the vocal delivery is just, like, really great. I think you can really feel it with your chest. Like, there is, I made some truly true reaction faces, you know, but I feel like it hits in that it hits in that chest that I really can't explain. I think there's something about it where, like, you can really tell when someone's pouring a lot of their emotion into it, and I think in this song you can definitely tell there's a lot of, like, emotional, I would assume it's like emotional pain. There's something about it that just, like, you feel it and you just, like, your face, like, kind of shrivels up because you're like, man, like, you can tell you can tell when someone's singing with conviction, right? And I think that's really important to mention because I feel like this song, more than probably any of the other songs, have really felt like, oh, thank you. I love Good Tiger. Shout outs, Elliot. Come on the show, bud. I'd love to have you. But yeah, I feel like they have this just kind of just really convicted sort of feeling that this track brings. You know, there's something about it where I was just sitting here listening to it and I could just feel, like, the conviction in the way that Chris spoke. It was just something about it that I think really, really resonates in this song specifically. But I also like that this song kind of, at least sonically, kind of takes a little bit of a backseat. I think there's a lot of ethereal elements going on, which I know I keep mentioning a lot, but I do feel like it is really a strong point of this album. But I appreciate the fact that, like, this kind of, I feel like the instrumentation really does take that sort of, like, pause, and, like, it's still there, but I think a lot of the reason why I think this song really hits is because of the way that the emotions are delivered, the way that the vocals are delivered. I think there's something special about the way that song hits in that way, that I think is often accentuated by the way that the instrumentation is laid out. So love to see it, love to hear it. Definitely one I feel like I would probably want to give some more listens, certainly. Very similarly to, like, Absolute Terror Field. I feel like those two songs specifically are ones that I'd love to delve back into. I'll probably be delving into after this is over with, but just kind of my initial thoughts are that I think this is a very, very good song. I think it's definitely one that I believe was one of the singles. So it does make sense as to, you know, why they wanted to release this one, because it is a little bit different from what I feel like they atypically do. So I think it's a pretty good representation, I would hope, of the rest of this album. We are in the back half of the album, so very excited to delve into the later tracks. But yeah, this one was a really good one. Very vibey, very, like, soulful, and I think it was delivered with a lot of emotion. So love to see it. But the next track is track 7. This one's Lock and Key. So let's give this one a spin. I love that guitar effect. Okay.
I make myself look happy, but I'm tangled and I'm tired trying to run away. I don't even know the way.
Okay.
Yeah. mysteries. 'Cause in my bones I still belong to you, and you don't know what I go through when the hope won't die inside of
I like
me.
the countermeasure.
Keep it under lock and key.
Ooh. I love this string section. Okay. Not what I was expecting.
Talking to you every day with words you'll never hear me say.
Okay. Getting a little
Thinking
softer.
of the time you said you thought that we were destiny. So tell me what's a man supposed to do when he finds too late his love was true. The ring I bear for you burns a hole in me. I'll keep it under lock and key.
The layering. So sick.
Blinded by the light. Yes, I'm blinded by the light you used to see.
I love the leads. This is sick.
Blinded by the light. Yes, I'm blinded by the light. Keep it under lock and key.
That's cool. The way the synths build in. Oh my god.
I kissed your lips the day you left. Maybe you
Oh, the
were
production.
caught up in
So
the
sick.
moment. I thought
It felt
I
like it was,
could
like,
taste the truth.
entrancing me.
Maybe I refuse to read the signs. It's too late for all my faith in how we could be. Still, I'll keep it safe forevermore. I'll keep it under lock and key. Could be lost for centuries. Blinded by the light. Yes, I'm blinded by the light you used to see. Blinded by the light. Yes, I'm blinded by the light. Blinded by the light you don't see. Blinded by the light you don't see. Blinded by the light you don't see.
That like really fuzzy guitar. Alright, I like it. Ooh. This little synth part at the end, I like this. Keeping it really ethereal at the end. Okay. All right, guys, that was Lock and Key from Closure in Moscow's newest album, Soft Hell. If you'd like to pick it up, check the links in the description. Please go help out the guys, the Australian lads, you know? Go help those boys out. But anyway, really enjoyed this one. I love that, again, the song is just like, I don't want to say onslaught because that sounds really terrible, but it really feels like a very much like, wow, what are we gonna add into this song to kind of like have everything kind of hit in a really unique way. And I think the craziest thing about it is like you can hear like up at the top, you can hear some of those like really ethereal, like really like crystallized like synth parts, which are really nice, and I feel like they hit a lot of that like high treble high range of the song. Then you have like some really cool guitar work that kind of hits in that like mid to high range, that has like some really cool like fuzz pedals, and like has a little bit of delay, and like some of the lead lines hit that like really like closer to the higher register of the treble, which I really enjoy. I think vocally, like, you know, it's kind of somewhere in that mix as well too. Then the bass and the drums kind of like lay the groundwork and have more of that, kind of add in that like low end, and obviously like a lot of the backbone of the track. And I think there's such a layer to this track that, again, giving it a once through is probably not giving this song enough justice as it should. But I think there was some really cool like synth parts. I think there was some really cool like lead guitar work that I think really stood out and was like very strong. But I also really love the bass work in this track, and a lot of the drumming, where like even kind of like the way that maybe like their drummer like went about maybe some more softer drum hits, or like kind of went about it in a different way that didn't feel over the top in kind of that way. But I think it really kind of surmises that like a lot of the stuff that you're gonna hear is more of that top end stuff. So I appreciate the production on that. I think it's really well antiquated to this song specifically, and I think a lot of that like synth layering as well too really kind of shows off their just ability to kind of hit some of that higher register. And obviously it resonated a lot with me, and I love that the way that they closed out the song and just had just that main synth kind of part just reel out towards the end was really cool. But yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff specifically in this song that I won't be able to delve into all of it, because I think there's a lot of depth to this track specifically. But I like that this one was a little bit more subdued. I think it's kind of a good payoff to Keeper of the Lake. I feel like that one was also really subdued. But I think they really do soft songs very well. But I also feel like equally they do those really fun, fast, funky guitar riffs, and it's crazy to see how much, again, they have evolved over the years, and I think the production value has gotten so much better for them, and I think it also helps them release music that I think is more entrancing, and thus far, I think I have just been really stoked to see them change up their sounds and make it a very interesting listening experience, and I think this is a very great example of that. So love Lock and Key, but I would love to give it like 20 more listens if I could, which I can't because we're getting into the next one. But very good song, and one, again, I'm probably going to go through this album again once through, because I'm just excited to listen to it again. But the next song is track 8. This is Don Juan, Triumphant. So let's get into this one. It seems interesting just by the name.
Shallow fire, grave of sticks. Will it always come to this? Chasing my tail in the void. That which is pure I have destroyed. Shallow fire in the sand.
Interesting.
Left with your blood on my hands. Now there's a river to your door, and I can't cross where you won't open up anymore. Drift back to the tomb.
The lead in for that. Okay.
Oh, sin making my plans. So won't you save yourself some time and let me lie, lie. The devil, I am my stars. They keep falling so fast. I'll just keep riding through the eye of the storm that keeps pulling me back. Keeps pulling me back. It keeps pulling me back. This sleeping dream pulling me back.
Ooh.
Fire
This grooves. It's got a great groove to it already. I like that really like pinged guitar. Ooh. Wait, a breakdown? Not what I was expecting. Oh, I like this synth choice in this.
Shallow fire, grave of sticks. Will it always come to this? I don't believe it. No, there were also many
I like this is bass drum focused in this part.
Shallow fire held your hand.
Call back to the beginning, but in a different variation. Like,
Bury my heart down by your grave. Still trapped by the thought that shallow fires never fade. So won't you save yourself some time and let me lie?
kicking it back to the chorus. All right.
And my stars, they keep falling so fast. I'll just keep riding through the eye of the storm that keeps pulling me back down.
Very fun vocal delivery and harmonies.
Down to hell.
All right, guys, that was Don Juan, Triumphant. If you like this song, it is off of Closure in Moscow's newest album, Soft Hell. You can check the links in the description if you want to go show them some love. But this one was interesting. To be fair, I wasn't sure where this was going to go. And I feel like in this entire album, they have just completely changed up my perspective on like how they start songs out and then where they end up being towards the end. So I love that. But I think at the beginning, was a little unsure. It was mostly just their vocalist. I think it's Chris, if I'm not mistaken. Mainly his vocal parts at the beginning, and then I think some like piano, which I thought was very interesting stylistically. I was very curious on where they were gonna go, and then they got into this real kind of like vibey kind of a little. Like I got little hints of like surf rock. There's like little hints of like a funky kind of pop sort of element as well. Really love that kind of like really reverb, like high spring kind of guitar part. Really, really fun. I think it's messed around very well throughout the entirety of this song. As I've been mentioning before, I think they're like core sound in terms of like the verses and even in the choruses is I think they rely really heavily on the drums and bass really being the main focal point as well as being kind of the anchor to the track, and I think this song is obviously no different from that. I think they do a really great job of being able to highlight each individual element of the track or each individual instrument of the track. I think there is really something fun about hearing just mainly just drums and bass guitar work, which I think is really fun, and I think it breaks up the song in a unique way. As well as that, I think it also offers a different perspective on not only like the drumming, but also like the synth work as well. I think they do a really great job of integrating them as more melodic elements, as opposed to kind of being like, okay, we're gonna have some really cool like strummed out guitar chords. Instead of that happening, I think sometimes there's parts where it's again just really nice melodic elements that they filter into the song. But then again, your main, at least my brain goes to like, okay, where's the heartbeat? Where's the main part of the song? And I think a lot of the times it goes back to that drum, that bass part. And I think this is a very good song that has that heartbeat and is mainly relying upon that drumming and the bass playing to hold it together. Really enjoyed the synth work, the synth choices on this track as well. Really well utilized, and I think integrated within the song as well. Vocally, I really like this one. Very similarly to, I would say, Lock and Key and probably like Keeper of the Lake. Very emotional in certain parts, but I also feel like it's very fun in its delivery in more of the chorus and I would say like bridge portions of the song. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And with the song being the second longest song on the album, it would make sense that like, you know, the vocal deliveries are always going to be different or changed up. But definitely a really great song, and it doesn't feel like it's 5 minutes long, which is pretty insane to me to think that this is a pretty long song, and that I don't feel like the 5 minutes is like, oh man, I'm waiting for this song to be over. It's like, I appreciate that they keep it interesting, and then if they do wind up throwing something that you're familiar with back into the song, I think they switch it up in a way that still has that familiarity to it, but is rearranged in a different way where you're going to look at it from maybe a different perspective. So more specifically, that first intro portion of the song, I think gets remixed into the like closer to the end of the song, and I think it's worked in super well where it doesn't feel like a repeat, but it still has this sort of remembrance or like almost nostalgia in a way. So really enjoyed this song a lot as well too. I think all of these songs I've really enjoyed a lot. They've kind of covered everything from like a funky pop sort of aspect of things to like a little bit more post-hardcore. There's a lot of psychedelic elements mixed throughout this entirety of this record thus far, so I think it's a good mix of like all those types of things that you just know and love from Closure in Moscow. And if you're not familiar, I think I would argue this is a pretty good record to start off with, because it does combine a lot of elements of their previous album Pink Lemonade, but as well as that, I would say First Temple. So if you are more of a First Temple type of homie, I would probably check out Better Way first. But if you are kind of like more of a Pink Lemonade, maybe like this song or Holy Rush or something like that is going to probably render a little bit more or different feelings depending upon, you know, where you start out, or if you're just not even familiar with them at all. I think this is again a great starting point for this. Speaking of which, the next song is track number 9, the title track, which is Soft Hell. So let's jump into this one.
Wet with tears and paved with regret. You said you've forgiven all the cruel things I've said. So I'm asking Mother Mary, hold
Ooh, I like that. I love when it hits up higher register.
Safe in her arms, wasting away, living in the soft hell that I made. I'm out of control. Nowhere to go when you're away, living in the soft hell that I made.
Okay.
Living
Okay. Picking up. I like that like electronic element at the beginning. I like that like galloping kind of guitar riff. Really sick.
Time and time again, I'd run away. The life we tried to make. Still your loving eyes gaze down on me. They're in the flame. So hold me, Mother Mary. I'm so tired, but I can't sleep. Under my moon in retrograde. Living in the soft hell that I made. I feel like I'm dreaming all the time. I played out the scenes inside my mind. I feel like I'm dreaming all the time. I played out the scenes inside my mind. I feel like I'm dreaming all the time. I played out the scenes inside my mind. I feel like I'm dreaming all the time. I played out the scenes inside my mind.
Ooh, okay. I like the ebb and flow of this. Really nice.
Living in the soft hell that I made. I'm dreaming all the time. I played out the scenes
All right.
inside my
Bridge,
mind.
I think.
feel like I'm dreaming all the time. I played out the
like that.
scenes
Little
inside
ethereal
my
elements in the back.
mind. I feel like
Back of the
I'm
mix.
dreaming all the time. I played out the scenes inside my mind.
Vocal
I
layering,
feel
really
like I'm
nice.
dreaming all the time. I played out the scenes inside my mind.
Ooh.
I feel like I'm dreaming all the time. I played out the
I like that little synth element in the back.
I feel like I'm
Beautiful.
dreaming all the time. I played out the scenes inside my mind. 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 Inside my mind.
Switch it up. I like this.
Inside my mind.
Ooh. I like that little whistle. Interesting way to end the song. It's kind of got a little like, is that theremin? I wouldn't be surprised. It feels like a theremin. I'm gonna guess. Man, some of the tones they got on this song was so sick. But yeah, this one, Soft Hell, guys, title track of the album, from Closure Moscow. This one, I you know, was very fun. I think the thing that I got out of it was like very kind of like ethereal in that way, and I think that's kind of like the generalized theme that I've been getting from a majority of this album already, is that like they really wanted to kind of add a lot of textural elements mixed into this album, and I think they do a really great job of adding those in. There's like some really cool, like, again, I know I mentioned it a lot, but there's a lot of ear candy going on, and I think as a fan of music and also as kind of a part-time musician, I love being able to kind of pick out the different like production styling, the way that they kind of integrate different elements melodically into the tracks, and I feel like this is a really cool one where there's a lot of ear candy going on. There's like this really cool like synth line towards the end of the song that I pointed out. Like at the end of the song, there's like this really weird but like so quirky to what they do. Like I think it's a theremin part, which I wouldn't be surprised if it is, as I mentioned before, but like really odd things that you wouldn't necessarily like think about in a song, but like just stick out that much more because they're just like this really cool like melodic like pattern or notage that I think really works with their styling and just is something that I feel like is pretty familiar to what they already do already. So I love that they just have that sort of quirky nature, and they just continue to foster that sort of quirky nature within their music. I just think it's very like it's very playful, and I really enjoy that. The song itself was really fun. I love the kind of like roller coaster effect that you have within the song, where like the main vocal parts, or at least the main like verse parts, feel very like melodic and subdued, and like kind of like have this sort of glossy, like glidey sort of feel to them. And then once you get to like the chorus portions of the songs, or like at least like maybe pre-chorus kind of parts, there's this really cool kind of like gallopy guitar riff that the bass and the guitar mimic each other. And then obviously the drums kind of like mash up with that sort of like kind of ride to it. And I love that that's the counterpoint between each songs, like where again you'll get that like gallopy sort of guitar riff. I think that's when you can determine when like the chorus / pre-chorus is at. So I do appreciate that, and I think it keeps that song specifically interesting. And I think it also really allows those verses to shine that much more because they are differentiated from the choruses. So I love that aspect of it. And the bridge was really fun, really ethereal, really open, and I think it juxtaposes well with the verses and the choruses of the song specifically. And just the way they ended it was like really kind of melodic. It's smooth, and again, the production on this album has been really incredible. So shouts to Fear, who helped out with the production, because I think there's a lot of really cool like just production elements within this album that I think if they were not in it, I don't know if the album would have as much of a pull as it does. So and I like the beginning half of the album was very like psychedelic, really rocky, and then like now we're getting closer towards the end, and this feels a little bit more vibey, a little bit more ethereal, a little bit more chill. So I like the fact that they are completely switching it up. I could be wrong, and the last 3 songs are just going to be bonkos, but just with the past couple songs that we've listened to have just been really, really soft, melodic, and just kind of feel. They have this great feel to them, so I love that. But the next track is track 10. This one is Fine. So let's get into this one.
Maybe I'm just doing fine. Gotta get my head together.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Oh
yeah.
You always say we have it all.
This guy like that great funk soul groove, baby. Woo! Let's go. Oh, this is great. The guitar effect choices for that solo. Great.
Now all I do is spend my days trying to get by. Can't take the bad dreams anymore. Now come to, I'm gonna hold 'em up. Tonight, darling, I'm waking up. Yeah, you really walking away.
The guitar layering in this part. And like a little synth. This might be one of my favorite ones.
Nothing left to say. Leaving in the morning, we've got one more day. Buying up my time like it'll make you stay. It's too late anyway.
Ooh, this bass. That like real kind of like fuzz-filled bass. Love it.
Maybe I'm just doing fine, but maybe you decide that I'm worth the fight. And if you ever call when I'm out of sight, day or night, don't you see I come running? Don't you see I come running? Don't you see I come running? Maybe I'm just doing fine.
Ooh, that guitar, you can hear it in this. I love the way he split it up. So sick.
I'm just doing fine. Had it all along, threw it all away.
Ooh,
Freezing up my mind, nothing left to say. Leaving in the morning, we've got one more day. Buying up my time like it'll make you stay. Too late anyway.
oh, that was great. Fantastic. Guys, that is track 10, Fine, from Closure in Moscow. If you like this thus far, please check out their new album, Soft Hell, the one we're currently listening to. But yeah, links in the description if you'd like to go pick it up. Seriously, been having a great time with this album, and I'm so glad they're back. It's awesome. They're one band that, again, I have a lot of love for, so glad to be able to bring this to you guys if you haven't heard of Closure in Moscow. But this song, oh, it's got funk elements that I love, like the way that this rhythm hits. It just, it takes you over, and I love it. Very similarly to why I love like Better Way, even like Primal, Sinister. I feel like this has that like funky, groovy, fun shit that I love, and this like encapsulates that sort of element. I love the kind of like. I love like the a little bit aggressive way that this song kind of hits vocally. There's just something about it. It's just like it's got a little edge to it, and I like that. You know, it's spicy. I like it. But the instrumentation's great. The bass, the drumming, just like even like some of like the really nuanced stuff, like even like the hi-hat like taps, like it's just so tight, and I think it resonates with how strong of a rhythmic core that this band has. The bass kind of just stops, and then like the guitar parts stop, and like it's just something about it. Like whenever I hear musicians do that and they can just stop on a dime like that and then just bring it back, I just think that's such a tight. That's how you can tell if it's a tight band or not, if they can do something like this. And I think, again, very fun. The guitar riffs really sick. I love the effects that they use. I feel like this is definitely like a fuzz kind of like really overdriven sound. And while it might sound maybe off-putting to some people, I love the way that it kind of cuts through the song super well, and just kind of adds this really kind of aggressive tonality to it that didn't need to necessarily be there, but just kind of works well with the like more like vibey kind of ethereal sort of sound that they're going for. So definitely dug this a ton. But yeah, this one is definitely like really rhythmic centric, and I think they do that super well. As well as they do the kind of ethereal stuff. I love when they kind of switch it up. And again, we've been getting more like softer-ish songs, so it's nice that this one is a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more fun, a little bit more energetic. And maybe they're gonna end this album on like an energetic high, so we'll figure it out. But yeah, Fine was probably one of my favorite songs. Love the vocal delivery from Chris as well. I believe that's his name. He just crushed it. Love his tonality in this, and just the way that his vocals are like layered and mixed throughout this. Really kind of just tells me how incredible of a vocalist he is. So love to hear him just go off, and I feel like this song very much felt like that. So definitely enjoyed this one a ton. Really fun track, and just a vibey one. So We are going to move on to track 11, which is Love Lash. So let's give this one a listen. Kind of got like an 80s pop intro, a little bit. Little synth pop.
You think my faith is strong, thank you. But there's one thing I left out. I think of leaving you.
Interesting.
And the pain you gave.
Oh.
Well, it seemed like a lion's share.
Okay.
I think your faith is gone. I tell myself I don't need the truth. Why can't you see you're so beautiful? I wanna see you're not afraid.
Change it to halftime.
Why can't you see
Got more of a swing to it.
I wanna be your lover and friend through the night's lonely hours.
I like it. All right, getting back into the psychedelic stuff. All right.
You think my
That like
faith is
wad
strong.
kind of guitar part. Very interesting.
Thank you. But there's one thing I left out. I think of leaving you. And the shame you face it is where you're gonna run instead. I think your faith is gone, but when have I shown it to you? Why can't you see you're so beautiful?
Yeah, the halftime
I wanna see your
chorus is so sick.
of your light, of your power. Why can't you see that you're not alone? I wanna be your lover and friend through the night's lonely hours.
What the hell? Oh, this bass riff. Oh, it's nasty.
Why can't you take me, take me, take me?
This is
to
all
the
over the
dark
place.
side of
What the
moon,
fuck?
where I can just fake it, fake it, fake it, fake it, that it's only me and you. Won't you take me?
Oh my god. This feels very Mars Volta.
You think my faith is strong,
Crazy. This is
Thank
what
you.
the hell is going on? I don't get.
but there's
My
one
head.
thing I left out. I think of leaving you, and the pain you gave seems more like a lion's share. I think your faith is gone. I think your faith is gone. Why can't you see you're so beautiful? I wanna see you're not afraid of your light, of your power. Why can't you see that you're not alone? I wanna be your lover and friend. For the night we'll pretend.
Ooh. Oh yeah. All right. Got a nice little guitar solo. Interesting way to end that song. Would have never expected that. All right, guys, that was track number 11. This one is Love Lash. Enjoyed this one. I think this one definitely requires a lot more listens because I was completely shocked by. I shouldn't be shocked anymore because I feel like they just go out and just do whatever the fuck they want to do, and this is very much that song. But this one was a little. I think just the oddities of this song really stuck out to me, like the way that they kind of switched up like tempos, the way that they switched up like genres, the way that they like went about the song in a very avant-garde sort of fashion. I think very much speaks to their styling and their sound. So in that aspect, they definitely hit it. Now, do I feel like this song speaks to me personally? I have to be TBD. I really don't have like any negative comments about it, but I don't know if it really. I don't know if it really stuck with me, right? Like, there's something about it that was just kind of like you go from this, you go from this, you go from this, then you're up here, then you're down here, then you're over here. Like, it's a little much, and I think, again, having it as a first listen, I think is, especially doing it live, you're just like blown back, like there's something going on with it. So I don't want to be like incredibly harsh on this song because I feel like I don't quite get it at this current time, and I don't think one listen is really going to give you that sort of peace of mind that I feel like it should give you with a song like this. But vocally, I really enjoyed it. I think, again, Chris's vocals, just the way that he's kind of able to do like those really long, like ballady sort of like musical runs, and then have it be a little bit more syncopated, have it be a little bit more like closer to the chest. I love that, and I think he does a great job of kind of migrating those two moments within this song specifically, just because I think the way that the song switches up tempo so often, it's nice to hear him kind of do different things and be like a vocal chameleon in that way. So that I appreciate about this song. I think instrumentally it's very interesting. I think it keeps a very interesting tempo. I got to give them a lot of credit for writing a song like this, because I think if you look at it from like a songwriter's perspective, you're like, wow, this is insane. Like, there's so many like different like tempo changes, the way that they go from like really kind of like more like fast picked like guitar work parts to like having like full on chords and like letting it loose, I think is very interesting. The choruses are like half timed, like the verses are like sped up and are a little bit quicker. So I think as a song, structurally, I think it's very fun, it's very interesting, it's very inventive, but I think from like an enjoyment perspective, I might not have enjoyed this one as much as I feel like some of the other songs that I've been enjoyed thus far. This one was kind of a little bit whiplashy in that way, but I think it also requires more listens to maybe understand the reasons why they wanted to write a song like this. I love the ending. I thought that was very like grandiose, and I appreciate that for like the musical styling of it. But yeah, I think this one didn't quite get me. I don't feel like I was like walking out of this being like, when I got out of Fine, I was like, man, this is great. I love this. This one I think is a sleeper. So excited to come back to this one later on and let you know what I think about it, if I've changed my mind about it, if I'm feeling maybe a little bit different about it than I did live. So I'll let you guys know what I think about it at the end. But the last song, I can't even speak because that one messed me up. But track 12 is My Dearest Kate. We're going to get into it. And this is the last song off of Soft Hell. So let's give it a listen.
My dearest Kate,
Ooh, I like that peel up.
before you leave, I need to say that my heart has never felt heavier.
Ooh. That falsetto-y sort of part, I like that.
You're moving on. You have always been so strong. Now you're too far away to hold on. No one to blame. If I were you, I'd do the same.
I like how raw this is.
'Cause the love I've learned has come too late. No, don't let it be. All I could see was the day that you'd return to me so selfishly, but your happiness is somewhere else.
Oh, is he playing guitar and singing? That's crazy. Especially with these chord phrasings. Very cool.
Candle in my heart will burn. Dim light in the window of a home that you'll never return to.
Oh man, I love that.
But it's okay. Maybe it should be this way. Yeah, my heart breaks, but it is joy. It is joy we both deserve. Please don't forget, you are the best friend I ever had. And through the hurt, you showed me how love can be, how love can be pure. And I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best.
Wow, what an ending. Whew. Crazy. Very raw. I like that. I know I said it before, but truly. Very cool. All right, guys. That was the last track. Track 12, My Dearest Kate, off of Closure Moscow's newest album, Soft Hell. If you liked all of this, if you stuck through the entire thing, check the links in the description if you'd like to go pick it up. I also know that they have it on their Bandcamp as well, and if you can purchase it, definitely do it. I know I'm going to be picking it up, so very excited. I think this album, I think this song specifically is a great ender to the record. Like, I've really appreciated how raw Chris has been throughout this musical process for Closure Moscow. I'm excited to delve more in towards the lyricism, once I get the album. But I think this song specifically is so nice because I think oftentimes I think about how like crazy or how wild or how intricate some of their stuff can be. And for the sheer fact that this song is just guitar, just vocals, in like a hot mic in a room when they're recording it, it's like not even like the guitar's not like, guitar's obviously plugged into an amp and the mic's on, but like the recording of it feels so raw. And I think that's kind of what I really enjoy about this song specifically, is that like you can tell there's a lot of emotion, you can tell there's like a lot of conveyed feelings in this song that I felt a lot of rawness from Chris. And I think that that's probably the best word I can use to describe the song, is just like, it's one of those songs where you're pouring out all the emotions that you have left in this. And again, very similarly to this album taking a long time, like I think it's an album that delivers a lot of conveyed emotion. And I think that just because they took this extra time to write it and put it together, I think really shows in the way that a lot of these songs will make you feel or give you that sort of personal kinship to this record. And so I love the fact that I was able to listen to this live and really kind of get my raw reaction and feelings towards these songs, because it really truly speaks to the character of this band, and I love the fact that they are back and they're doing it. And I wasn't even sure of whether or not they were going to be releasing a record after Pink Lemonade, so for them to be working on something for such a long time and for them to put all this effort into it, and obviously give it to the fans that either have been fans for a while or new fans of the group, is such a wonderful feeling. And so I wanted to try to do my best to get it out there so other people can listen to it. And this was such a great experience, and I think that it just shows off. I think this song fully culminates the experience that Chris would, and I imagine the rest of Closure in Moscow would want you to go through, right? And I think it sets up perfectly for the next song, Jager, which is the first track off the album. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I think like actually musically, the guitar work is really well put together, and like I think Chris is playing guitar and also doing the vocals in the last track, which is really fun. But I think it just kind of again surmises how great this album is, and I'm so excited to delve more into it as the time goes on and as we get closer to albums of the year, closer to the end of the year. So really enjoyed this one. Let me know what your favorites are from Soft Hell down in the comments if you did check this video out. Again, want to give a shout out to Noah for being in the chat earlier on. Much love, and love Closure in Moscow. Excited for them to be playing in the States next year. If you are excited, check the links in the description. They will be playing a couple dates, I believe, on the East Coast. So please go show them some love if you haven't already. And if you enjoyed this whole album review, stuff like that, I try to do these as often and as frequent as possible. So if you want to keep updated with that, make sure to click the subscribe button and join me for more. And if you have an album you'd like me to check out, certainly let me know in the comments as well. Always down to check out some new stuff. So feel free to send it by. Love to hear from you. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to catch you guys in the next video, and peace.